so close. I was so close. I've crawled above Sven. I've got above Sven. He's got less than me, and I think I'm there. And then McIntosh from nowhere. And let's be right, he didn't want anyone to say anything about it. But Watford, he said Watford might get something at Man City. Lost 6-0, got pumped. Congratulations to you, McIntosh. Second place again for Jimmy Alcott. But we go again. All right, game week 7, lucky number 7. That's the one for me. Here we go. I'm going to go through my 3 bankers, my 3 upsets, and my 7 half hedges in this game week. If you want to get involved and you want to choose the picks that I choose, then it's right beneath me right now. You can go and do that. If not, don't worry about it. Pick your own and then let me know how you get on Twitter at James Alcott. Right, let's do it. Let's kick off with the banker of all bankers, Man City. They are flying at the moment, cannot stop scoring goals, don't seem to concede them because they've got the ball all the time. Aguero and Jesus up front, it's getting to a point where you have to have those guys in your fantasy football team. So for them to play Crystal Palace, who haven't scored a goal yet this season, there will never be at home, there will never be a more obvious banker than this one right now, right here. Get your money. If you even half hedge this one, you're an idiot. Don't do it. Man City have to win this game, surely. My second banker, Stoke versus Chelsea. They've had some really tough games at home, and of course, they've played Man United at home. They played Arsenal at home, and so far they have been able to get some points. They beat Arsenal, of course, and were very resolute against Man United. I think Chelsea got just a little bit too much nous, a little bit too much class. For them to do it 3 games on the trot just feels like too much for me. So that feels like a bit of a banker of an away win for me. I think Chelsea will be too strong, especially on a week where they haven't had a Champions League game. And my final one, Leeds versus Ipswich. Leeds have surprised a lot of people this season. I don't think people were expecting them to do as well as they had done last year, but the fans are feeling good about it, the players are feeling good about it, they're working hard for the team and are winning games despite losing Chris Wood. And I've seen Ipswich play this season. They're not all that, if you ask me. So this feels like a home banker for me. So Leeds United to get that win. On to my upsets, and a couple of weeks ago you probably wouldn't have said this was an upset, Everton to win a game, but they've had such a difficult time of late. Firstly they needed a rest, and they've got that. It's a nice calm week this week, and I think that's going to play a massive part, especially for the big teams. I think not having to play that European football, not having to play Thursday and Sunday is going to make a massive difference. Ronald Koeman's going to be able to work with those players, all those players that he's brought in, and get them sorted out, and they're going to play against a Bournemouth side who will give you a chance. Bournemouth can beat anyone on their day, but they can also be pretty rubbish on their day as well. Last time out away from home against Arsenal, they were very, very poor. So I think this will be one where Everton look to turn it around, start to turn the corner. They've had such hard fixtures, and I think that's part of the problem in terms of their run so far. And I think they'll get back to winning ways at home at Goodison against Bournemouth. I'm going to get onto all of my half hedges, but this is one that I've got a funny feeling. Southampton, Man United over the years. This is gut. I'm going gut here, and I'm also going with my home ground theory. When I don't feel sure about it, I'm going to let the 20% sway go towards the home team. It's worked for me so far. My average is starting to go up, so I'm going to stick with it. Southampton, not a great side, but they don't concede a lot of goals, and I think they've got a good record against Man United over the years. United look good. I wouldn't be surprised, and this is why I've done a half hedge here. Man United, I can't see Southampton winning it, but my upset is that they could get a draw against a Man United side who are going to be fighting for the title this season. And my last upset, Leicester City against Liverpool. This might be the one that lets me down again. I've been backing Leicester City quite a lot recently, but they have got a very good record against Liverpool, especially at home. They seem to be able to kind of work against the press that Liverpool do, and because of their direct style. And they've looked good a lot of the time. Second half against Huddersfield, they were a lot better. First half, guaranteed they were poor. But at home in the big games, the crowd gets behind them, and they often do well against Liverpool. Of course, remember last year, Shakespeare's first game after Ranieri got sacked. They absolutely blitzed Liverpool and were far too good for them. And I feel like this is another game where set pieces could play a part. You've got Harry Maguire, you've got Wes Morgan at centre-back. They get those corners after getting in behind and Vardy chasing in behind, then I think there could be an upset here and it could get worse for Liverpool. Half hedges, if you don't know what that is, that's when you can pick two different outcomes from one fixture. It adds a little bit to your bet, but it gives you a much better chance of doing something, of getting that 13. So this is what I've done. I've got 7 down here and I'm going to run through them quickly. As I said before, Man United versus Southampton, that could be an upset for me. I've put it down as a half hedge, but Man United should be too strong, so I've half hedged that one and given them the away win as well. Leeds versus Ipswich, despite it being a banker, this is the Championship. This is one of the tightest leagues in world football, and because of that, anything can happen, so that could easily be a draw, which is why I've half hedged it. Sunderland versus Cardiff. I think this is I can't see a draw here. Sunderland need a win. They haven't had the best of starts. They're right down the bottom. They're still acclimatising. Cardiff are a really exciting side, but I don't think they've got the legs to go all the way and get into the playoffs this season. And I think the tide might turn a little bit here, but I'm just not sure because they've had a great start. So I'm going for a win either way. It's either going to be a away win or a home win. Next up, Leicester versus Liverpool. I'm going for an upset with those guys, but you never know. This is Liverpool. They are cracking going forward, and if Leicester can't deal with it, they could be 3-0 up by half-time. So going for a Liverpool away win and half-hedging that one. Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, you have no idea what you're going to get with them. They've got some cracking little players in that team, so you just don't know what we're going to do away from home. Saw them away from home against Sheffield Wednesday recently, and they look good. They look good, but defensively a little bit weak. Aston Villa need a win, had a good home win against Brentford recently. I think they'll probably get another win at Villa Park, but again, it's the Championship. This is another theory that I've got, is that it's worth half hedging a lot of Championship games because you just have no idea what's going to happen. Then final 2 on Sunday, you got the Sheffield Derby, massive game. I'm going for a home win there because that home advantage is massive, but they're notoriously tight, these derbies, so half hedging that one again. And Brighton versus Newcastle United. I'm going for a draw here. Brighton, I don't think score enough goals, but I think at home they'll pick up points here and there. Newcastle very resolute, but don't score a lot of goals, so I think it will be a draw. But Newcastle won 3 out of 3. Can they make it 4 out of 4? I've half hedged it just in case. So those are my picks for this week. Game week 7. Can I beat Sven-Goran Eriksson and Ian McIntosh and the gaffer? I've been second 2 weeks on the trot. This is the week. Come on. If you want to give it a go, make sure you have a look at my picks, and if you want to choose my picks, you can do that. Do that right now. Why not? Because then we can enjoy the winnings together. If you want to check me out and let me know how you're getting on in your fan league picks this week, then follow me at Twitter, at James Alcott. You can check out my podcast at Great Touch for a Big Lad. That's at GT4ABL. And I'll see you next week. Good luck, people.